So here we are. We're back in the kind of the office at the moment, which is hopefully going to be the really high-end VR space. So just to recap, you come across the Japanese bridge here, which again you can see underneath it. Here we are with my new shoes. You come through here, and then you would make a slight left turn, and you would basically go out through a door here into the corridor, and this would be a high-end VR room. The door to the bathroom here would be probably blocked off completely because we don't need this. And what's really good, there are two doors into the bathroom, so you can still get to the bathroom. This will be my bedroom, which is tiny, but I'm sure I can manage. So it's got cupboards, and it's got a nice, lovely, outdoor area. It's got a little office nook, which is good. And again, you can get into the bedroom from here. So let's just go back so we can orient ourselves. Just to explain again, so that would this area here would be completely blocked off, and we would have the VR experience room in this area here. And again, I guess this door here we probably wouldn't need that, so that could be blocked off. So we'd only have one door. So if you come in here. You've come across the bridge, and you basically do a slight left turn, and you can exit to go out into the corridor. But there again, we'd need this would be like a kind of a curved wall. So I guess we would still need this door because we need one door in and out of the VR room. So I guess this would be the room. This would be the door to get in and out of the VR room, which you could do that by coming in through the little space here, so that would work really well. So this kind of secret door here, the main door, would be the door that gets you into the VR space. So that would be great. And then again, there's actually an older style big door here. Maybe that was the original house. Maybe the original house started here. It's a bit hard to know, but looking at the threshold, that looks, obviously very old and worn. So maybe that was the original house, and on all this front bit here has been added on. That's probably it. Right, okay, so now that we've got that organised, we've got a nice bit of art here, which I guess whether that would go or stay, I don't know. Usual kind of photo montage of things, very nice. And if we come along here, we've got a nice kind of quite a thin balcony area, and there's some bookshelves, which is good. That's all built in, so that would stay. And then we come into the office area of what would be my bedroom, and it's really, really very good. It's not big, but again, you could probably get a double in here, which is all I need. That's all fine. And then you've got like a kind of a nice glassy sort of return, French doors opening out into the balcony. And then there's a skylight window there for maybe that's next door. So this is the roof which is on the top of what will be the restaurant, and then you can see quite a small but quite nicely done walled garden with greenery and things in there. So it's really quite good. This is a bit needs a bit of treatment, but you could probably either replace it or in time you could make it a bit better. So the pergola's a bit a bit down at heel, and you can see the blinds look a bit manky, but nothing that can't be fixed. Looks like there's a security camera there, which is good. I don't know what the circular thing is, unless it's a drain from upstairs, in which case does it drain onto here? Not sure. A bit of space for storage there, which is good. And then likewise, we overlook what looks to be next door, which is looks like a clothing shop. Looks nice. So we're 32, 34 I think is the other way, and 34 is the one. I think 34 is the one with the white extension on the back. So that's obviously been redone, and that was what was sold for 3.8 last year, I believe. So obviously it's been well renovated and well priced. So let's carry on. We've done here. Let's go upstairs first, and then we'll do the restaurant last. So we'll just have a look. This is the upstairs well, this is where Ryan would be. So this is Ryan's bedroom. Very organised. Looks very OCD, I have to say. Look at the way those towels are all colour-coded and rolled. Perfect. But this is quite nice. Hello again with my new jacket. We've got more French doors out here. Again, the whole place is just really nice. See if I can get out here. You know, these are all originally, you can tell that they're quite old, so it's been nicely done. So this is a kind of sitting area which would be either Ryan's or ours or whatever. But it's really good. And again, you could put a nice shade structure up, because I guess it would get very hot in the summer. The weatherboards there look as though they need a bit of paint. And the roof is like a tin roof. And I know Ryan was keen to kind of put it back to original kind of tiled roof. Whether we do that straight away, I don't know. But this looks over the street frontage, so you can see, you know, the kind of the nice places, the Barry Stern galleries, and you know, it looks down towards the left as Glenmore Street bends round, but it's really very nice. And next door, oh, that's 30, I think that's 34, yeah, so that's the $3.8 million place, and ours is only 2.8. Sorry, there's a 3.6, ours is 2.8, there we go. And again, the tiles here, they kind of look alright, and I guess this is basically above the office, so we'd have to make sure that this is all watertight and we're not going to get water leaking into the office. But again, that's why we'll have a full survey done. So it looks as though they've had to repair, you know, so maybe there was a bit of water leaking there, don't know. But I think basically it seems very sound, and this funny kind of dome thing looks. Oh, okay, I know where we are now. That's the kind of what was the original front door with the. You can just see the. You can't really see very well, but you can see the threshold. You see the. If I zoom in a bit, you can see the threshold for the door, where I said it's quite worn. So that's where the black door is, and this space age thing. It's kind of like above there to give you light above the old front door. So I'm gradually getting my bearings now, which is good. And this is a nice sized bedroom, really. It's quite good, and it's got its own built-in toilet and the kind of, I guess, old style shower, but you know, it's kind of functioning. Oh, and there's a second bed here. I didn't realise that. So it's 2 beds. So yeah, there we go. 2 bedrooms here. And then there's a little kind of return here, which you could use as you could put like a desk here or something, have a little office. There's an entry phone, I guess, to let people in, which is nice. And then you kind of carry on coming around here again. Nice light fitting. And it's quite well done in the fact that there's like an upstairs, a very long desk, which looks like an architect's desk. And maybe it was designed as an architect's kind of practice, I'm not really sure. So we've looked at that bit. If we were to go outside here, which we can, we've got yet another balcony with lovely geraniums, which I said to Ryan, I'm going to grow you some geraniums, and they're already here. So how bizarre is that? Very spooky, but nice. So we've got another balcony. This looks onto the back. Just notice here, you can see the water's all gathering. So I guess that's supposed to allow the water to drain into this kind of drain hole here. It's obviously not quite got enough of a fall on it, but anyway, as long as it's not leaking, that's the thing. Because if there's water seeping in, you can see that there's the way that they've designed it. There's the fall on the way that the tiles are designed. It's supposed to get the water running down that way, but it hasn't quite worked, which is a bit of a concern. But having said that, what can you do? Aircon unit here, that looks reasonably new. Just a little bit of rust, and then pots here. Again, we've got the balcony, a bit wobbly, and you can see that some of these are, you know, falling apart. So that needs a bit of attention. That's separated. But again, when we have the full survey done, there will kind of see that's all. You can see that that's. You can see there that the joint's kind of gone. can see that's disconnected there. So it needs a bit of work. But again, we'll just negotiate on the price a bit if we need to get something done. It's not a showstopper. Oh, here's Ryan. So he's hard at it. Give me a wave, hello. Are you enjoying yourselves down there? Excellent. But again, this is looking over towards, Sydney. And if you look in the distance, you can see, I'll zoom in, you can see the nice AMP tower. So those of you who've been to Sydney before will kind of know that that's kind of iconic. I'll zoom out a bit because I don't have a tripod and it's a bit, that's better. But you get the drift. I think some nice trees in the area. There's a nice tree next door, so we'll get birds and things coming in. It's really quite nice. The only downside is that there's no back entry, so the houses here kind of face onto each other back to back. So there's no kind of rear access. So Ryan was saying, well, how do we get rubbish out of the the kitchen? Do we have to take it up the stairs? There's no kind of rear exit, and he's right. So how we do that, I'm not sure. But I guess we'll just find a way. So in terms of what we look out upon, we've got the nice, as I mentioned, the nice tower. So it's really, really rather lovely. All right, we'll carry on. We'll go downstairs to where the restaurant's going to be. Oh, before we do that, we'll just quickly go upstairs because what we both like is that the fact that there's this kind of like secret compartment here, which we had a quick look in, and I'm sure there'll be a light somewhere here. So I'm hoping there is. Oh, here it is, the switch here. Let's see if this... No. Oh, here we go. It's hidden. Yeah, so there is a light here. So you basically step up here, and this is kind of under the roof space. So this is the original brickwork, and you can just see they've got some slightly cheesy insulation, which looks a bit missable. But I guess eventually, if we kind of did this properly and sort of, boarded it properly, it would be, you could make quite a nice, almost like an office or something here. Obviously they keep all their belongings here, and this is where the water system is. So it must be a looks like a hot water system. I don't know what this big white cabinet is. It's got it says airflow, so that's some kind of fan. There's a metal duct here. Maybe that's the ducting that takes the extractor fan from the one of the bathrooms, presumably. That would be my guess. So really, you could do quite a lot with this. Even though there's a lot of stuff here, you could make it really into quite a nice office. The only downside, it would probably get bloody hot during the summer, so that's why we'd have to make sure there's much better insulation here than there is. Otherwise, you would just roast. But it's got great potential. Right, so that's that. It's a bit sticky, and it just needs either adjusting or fixing or something. So there's a few minor things that are a bit missable, but hey, generally it's very good. So here's a little ironing area, very nice, with a bit of eau de something, whatever that is. Eau de linge, scented linen water, very nice. It looked like a bottle of gin, but it probably isn't, but I wish. And we've got some nice pictures here, a bit of memorabilia. So, you can imagine the whole place. You could it would be actually lovely to live here, and even just being here for a short time, I feel very, I feel very at home here. It would be really, really very nice. So let's go down again. And we'll go down to where the restaurant is. So if you imagine, let's have a bit of a recap. So we've come out. I guess we'd have to have the door in this wall here because of this door opening. So we'd have a door that comes out here, and then you would go downstairs to the restaurant. So Ryan's got his GoPro. He's going to be busy taking more pictures as well. So again, it's quite a narrow staircase, and we're thinking, well, okay, if you're carrying plates and dishes and things, that's all right. But if you've got to carry like the rubbish from the restaurant, how would we do that? So that's a bit of a question. It's not that wide. So again, it was never designed as a commercial kitchen. So they never thought, the question never arose, how do we kind of get rid of the rubbish? But again, the understairs bit is really very lovely. And again, we've got the coffee machine there, and it's all been very thoughtfully designed, even down to that little radio. I think this is just lovely. Radio that's kind of built in, and it all just works really well. So full marks to whoever the architects who designed this. It's really very good. And as we saw last time, we've got a kitchen here which is domestic, but you could, with a bit of beefing up, again we'd need to build a much bigger stove, I guess, but you could actually transform this quite easily into a kind of a nice but small commercial kitchen. And again, we're only doing kind of small plates. The Robata Grill upstairs is one of the focal points. This opens out onto the underside of the bridge. And again, there's cupboard space here, storage where you can, it would be a great sort of storage area for the chef. And again, with it being sort of outside, it's kind of quite cool at the moment. So it does actually. How does it work? If you look straight up, you can see there's that kind of plastic sheeting on the top, which stops you dry when you kind of go across the bridge. But if you actually look, you see where the gap is on the left-hand side, that actually opens up to atmosphere. So I guess when it rains, you would get rain coming down here, but it's only very narrow. So it's I guess it's designed to kind of give ventilation. And here's the kind of the bridge where we're trying to modify that and have a really fantastic Japanese style bridge. So it's really beyond perfect. You couldn't expect for anything more. And I'm sure when Tom and Naomi see this, they'll go, wow, we can really help you guys kind of transform it in the way that we can envision. So there's the actual bridge, I think, is here, and maybe there's two bridges. I think there must be two bridges. Haven't quite got my head around that yet, but anyway, nevertheless we'll carry on. So can we get back in here? I don't know if we can. Yes, we can. So there's more French doors, but I think I'll go around the other way. So there's a little water heater here, I think. It looks like that must be the water heater for downstairs. And then there's like a kind of an interesting concrete floor with kind of stones set in, which is quite nice. So we've looked through there. That's the kind of the kitchen bit, and then there's a nice and that will go the fridge. And then this is what is currently the dining area. So this would be transformed into the restaurant. Whether we keep the central piece, I'm not sure. But again, it's all very tastefully done, and the lighting's kind of nice. Track lighting, what was probably the original fireplace. That's all been blocked off, but that's kind of, it's been done nicely. Again, the floor's really good. It's kind of smooth, polished tiles, which I think they would probably work really well. And then we've got the nice sitting area here, which again, you would probably have, I don't know, perhaps 2 or 3 tables here. So we might have probably 4 tables here, maybe a table there. 5 tables, 2 or 4 seats. That would be all you need, and then you'd probably have the Robata upstairs, which maybe sits 6. So we want to try and do something that's not too squeezy, so that people have got room to kind of like chill out, relax a bit. We're not looking to pack people in, we're looking for an experience here. So I think it's really a very fantastic venue in which to do it. So we're very happy. So here we go. This bit here, it's a sliding door, which is in good order. That looks very good, and that opens out onto the courtyard. So that in summer and even in winter, because you've got this covered area here, this would be a really nice covered dining area, or maybe it's an after dinner. Come out here with your coffee and your cigars or whatever, and your glass of sake or port or something. And again, there's a really nice, you can probably hear it gurgling, kind of a water feature, which we might expand on. I mean, the whole square area here would appear to be a perfect place to do a nice koi experience. And again, Ryan's got some great ideas about having like almost like a raceway where you've got koi carp or koi fish, going around in like a kind of a racetrack pattern. So there's all sorts of ideas that we've got. That's why we need an architect to help us kind of envision that. I don't know what this is. It's a Daytech Mark II, whatever that is. Maybe it's it looks like maybe a kind of a clothes clothes area. So that would pull across and fasten on here. Oh, that makes sense. And we've got some nice pot plants. I suspect that a lot of these will stay here or be offered for sale, because the owners, if they're moving back to France, they wouldn't be able to, or wouldn't probably want to take very much. So this is a kind of a closed off area which opens onto the adjoining property. So this is just a bit of a storage area, and then this is a kind of a laundry area, which is where the washing machine currently is, and a dryer here, and a kind of a storage spot. So that's all good. There's no handle, strangely, and it doesn't quite close, but anyway. And then if you look up there, you can see where we were previously. We have got chimneys. Whether or not they're still working or not, I don't know, but as you can see, the pergola bit looks little bit sad, but we can probably, over time, we can refurbish that. And then there's some trellis work up here, which looks all right, and then you've got the creepers growing over the top. So it's really quite nice. And for a restaurant, you just imagine if we have a few comfy tables out here, it will be really, really nice. And people arriving here and spending a bit of time, it'll be a little relaxing oasis in the heart of Sydney, away from the hustle and bustle. And if we do it in a cool, understated way for late night quiet dining, it'll be really fantastic. So over and out from Captain Beverage.